Hey everyone, Genevieve Shalone here, and welcome to For Kindness Sake, a show that's all about good people who do nothing but great things. Today, I'm joined by not only one, but two fabulous guests today, Eiji and Charisse. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks.
How are
Thank
you guys
you.
today?
Great.
Great. Yeah. I mean, the weather is cool today. So, yeah, nice. Yeah.
It's sunny
Yeah.
and a bit chilly, so it's not
Yeah,
great
it's
weather.
gorgeous weather though. But also, I have to say, I'm loving the outfit and the all black coordination.
Yeah. We
Was this
haven't talked.
planned?
No,
No,
no.
not
Was
at
planned?
all.
We didn't plan
It's
it.
spontaneous.
I mean, I just thought like better wear black.
Yeah, I mean, you can never go wrong with an
Yeah.
all black
Yeah.
outfit. But I mean,
True.
both of you look great, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you.
you.
But
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
you both are based in the UK.
Yes.
But you're originally from the Philippines,
Yes.
and you're both nurses. Before we get into a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, I just want to say that I'm really excited about this episode in particular because I myself have Filipino roots and family members myself who are also nurses. And before we start the show, I just want to give a special shout out to Filipino nurses, all nurses really. And, you know, just to simply say thank you for your service, your selflessness, kindness, and compassion, and for keeping us healthy, really. So I just wanted to start off the show by saying thank you. So
It's our pleasure.
thank you, thank you. Right, so we'll get into it then.
All right.
Uh,
Excited?
yeah.
Why? I feel nervous. So, yeah.
You'll
Let's
be
see.
fine. You'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, I want to talk to you about this TV show that I watched not that long ago. It was like you know, like those reality like docu-series. It was called Emergency Nurses, and it's based in a hospital here in the UK,
Okay.
which I thought gave like a pretty interesting insight in terms of like how nurses like work in a hospital. And one of the nurses that caught my eye was this nurse called Lou, who was also originally from the Philippines, and he said something that kind of like caught my attention a little bit, which I thought was quite interesting. I'm just going to pull up the quote there that he said. He said, Filipinos make good nurses because we love to look after people. What are your thoughts on that particular statement? And do you believe that it aligns with some of the traditional values of the Philippines of, I guess, maybe being a so-called culture of care?
Yeah. I think everyone will agree with the dot. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think it's because of our values. So how we were brought up as kids. Basically, Filipinos are family oriented.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we look after our own. So we are used to looking after the sick and even elderlies at home. So we like in my province, we don't have like home for the aged.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Me
look
as well.
after
Yeah. Same as me.
our grandparents. So we're used to looking after family members, and apart
Yeah.
from
And,
that, we have other
yeah.
good values like compassion.
Yeah. For me as well. Yeah. I mean, we really agree to that. Yeah. Aside from like being family oriented, we also have this grace under pressure. So yeah, I think that's one of the important things. Is if you're in a hospital, like everything can happen, like emergency. So as long as you do have that kind of aspect and also able to communicate with patients, then yeah, because Filipinos are also known as bilingual and multilingual, so they can easily communicate with those patients, have this with diverse range of patients. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and to add to the grace under pressure, I think we make good nurses because of our training.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year course, and mostly it's a full-time course.
Yeah.
So we seldom have like we do like
We
second
combine
courses,
the
but
working
we were
and then
trained
studying.
from second year, so we were exposed to clinical nursing in our second year. So
Yeah.
we make good nurses. I agree, 100%.
Yeah, and then the trainings that we have in the
Yeah.
Philippines is a bit different from here. And I don't think, I mean, before I find it very negative, but when I came here in the UK, that's the time I realized that, yeah, I mean, I now appreciate the trainings that I
Training.
had
Yeah.
when way back home. So it really helped me to have this confidence and also like learnings that I had from the past.
And I think because of our environment as well, we become resilient. So this job, being a nurse, is not easy. Would you agree?
Yes, it is not.
It takes a
Because
lot
you're dealing with
of,
lives.
yeah, it takes a lot of
Like, if you
good
do wrong,
coping mechanism.
everything can be, like,
Yeah. So,
wrong as well. Like, you're
yeah.
dealing with life and
So
that.
even if you have issues at home or, personal, you have to be 100% when you're at work
Yeah.
because it's,
And focus.
yeah, and
I would
it's
say focus. And, like,
lives are at stake. So
yeah.
I quite like what you said there with that quote where it was grace under pressure. I thought that was quite a beautiful statement to kind of summarize that. And I mentioned at the start of the show that I have a couple of family members who are also Filipino nurses. So I know the stories and like the pressure that goes behind that particular job. And I have like one special memory about a Filipino nurse or Filipino nurse in particular. This happened many years ago. I was like on a family vacation in Boracay.
Oh,
And it was
lovely
my first
place.
time as well. Yes, it was lovely. It was beautiful. However, I was violently like sick. Like I was in this beautiful paradise island, but I felt sick as a dog. Like it was
Oh,
just
sorry to
not.
hear that.
Yeah, no, like for the first couple days, I was just like out of it. Like I couldn't get out of bed.
sick
But
from partying.
no,
Or
no.
maybe it's just
Party. It
something
was
that
no.
makes you upset.
No, I had stomach issues. It
Ah.
had nothing to do with
Good.
partying. I was behaved.
Or very food poisoning.
I can't recall what it was,
Uh-huh.
but I just remember it might have had something to do with the jet lag, if I'm honest.
Okay.
But the one thing I remembered specifically from being ill was there was this lovely, lovely Filipino nurse that looked after me the whole time when I was sick. Like she even made me like what's it? Arroz calor, which is
Arroz caldo.
yes,
Arroz
thank
caldo,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for helping me with that pronunciation. It's like this kind of like rice porridge
Rice porridge,
dish. Yes, for context for listeners there, it's very delicious. But yeah, she would, besides like checking up on me, she would literally bring me that dish. And I always associate that dish with like, like comfort.
Comfort, yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I remember from that experience is like being like looked after so well. She kept checking up on me. It's like, oh, how you doing? And that's something I'll always remember. I remember it to this day. And that happened like 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
that's
So things like that, I will always remember. And I think that had like quite like a lovely sort of like, I guess, impact in a way
Yeah,
from
this-
like my
yeah, yeah.
association with nurses, particularly Filipina nurses. And just like leading to that, can you guys think of any like wholesome moments where any of your patients were genuinely grateful for you looking after them? Any kind of like heartfelt special thank yous that come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, I remember one of my patients, the daughter gave me a card, a thank you card, and she was really appreciative on what I did to her dad. And she even said, I mean, the last sentence that she said that had a very good, I mean, had a huge impact to me. It was, she was saying that I'm the example of being an outstanding nurse. So see, I mean, I didn't realize that they appreciate and on the things that I did for her dad. Even sometimes that they're not there, it's the patient who said to the family. And also, just a recent one, we had an emergency. It's not my patient in the first place, but I was there to help. And then there is like medical team came, and then like loads of from different teams came. And then the patient just said to me and to the other team members, he said that, thank you, EG. EG saves me. So like I was really shocked as well because it's not only me. That was there. A lot of us. But
You were highlighted.
He even he recognized me.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect that one, but again, yeah, that's how nursing like
You save lives.
Yeah, save lives.
And they're the recipients of care, so
Yeah.
they knew. Yeah, mine was there was this patient. She was severely hypotensive. She's a nurse, by the way. So one of the most difficult.
yeah.
Oh, so
Harry-
you had
Process.
to
Yeah.
treat a fellow colleague essentially.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Was she like, I don't know, taking notes? It's like, oh, she did my bloods
It-
wrong. Like, I don't know, was she like mentally taking
Medically
notes?
oriented.
Our anxiety is on
Quite-
desktop.
Oh,
Yeah, this high.
wow. So
Quite,
it's like a
challenging.
bit of a different,
Yeah.
I guess, like mindset when you are treating someone that does the same job as you.
You have to-
medically inclined.
Okay.
It's easy because you can use medical terms, but you have to be quite really honest and frank with them. So this patient was I don't work in NHS. I work in like a medical charity, neuro rehab. So this patient was severely hypotensive, and we already maxed out all the medications that we can give. But I knew if it's gonna take longer, this patient will crash. She's a nurse, and she's refusing to go to acute. So I have to tell her, you know what, you're a nurse, and you would understand if I tell you that you're gonna crash anytime. Do you understand that? You know the consequences of that. And then I'm gonna transfer you, but she's requesting of a particular hospital. But I said that's not a guarantee. It's up to the paramedic. So this is an emergency. So I managed to convince her, and then there was an escort nurse, and then she actually crashed in A&E.
Oh,
But she was resuscitated. She came
Okay.
back to us after like a week. And then I spoke to her, so how are you? Back to baseline. And then she said, thank you. So it's like you feel like you save someone, you save your own. She's a nurse.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to that, you cannot mince your words. You have to really be frank and honest. Yeah. So it's like that. Even if you want to be stay soft-spoken, you have to tell them. You have to be really honest. This is it, and this is what you're going to do.
and the good
And
thing
the
that
thank you there is like, it was so sincere because she's a nurse, so we know what we're talking.
yeah.
So I feel like, okay, that's one for the books for me. Yeah.
Those are very two different like highlights, but it was nice to hear the kind of like contrasting stories, especially treating a fellow nurse
Yeah.
and what that experience was like. No, that was definitely very interesting for sure. Absolutely. I want to move on to a slightly more different topic now, more something perhaps a little bit more talking about the acronyms that maybe not a lot of people, particularly those who are not part of the Filipino community, may not understand. And this acronym that I'm referring to is OFWs. For context, listeners, an OFW is an overseas Filipino worker. That is what that acronym stands for. And for those who are not too familiar, it's essentially used to describe Filipino migrant workers who live in another country for a limited period of time during the duration of their employment. Quite often, money is sent back to their families back home in the Philippines, which usually does play a substantial role in not only in the economy that they are currently residing, but also back home in the Philippines as well. And on that, I just want to know a little bit more about your journeys and thought process and when you both decided to move from home and what that experience was like for you.
You go ahead. I think mine will take long.
Okay. Yeah, okay, let's start. My journey was not that easy. Yeah. Because it happened during pandemic.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah. So imagine the stress.
Yeah.
You already know. Like the lockdowns, yeah, the processing of documents, because there are times that, oh, you can do it face to face. So yeah. Mine again, the excitement was there. And also the anxiety was there as well. So when it comes to excitement, like, oh my God, this is it. I'm now moving to now pursuing my dreams, greener pasture for me to grow. And then on the other hand as well, like anxiety, okay, what will happen to me if I'm going to, like, yeah. And then for the process, like, when I process it, like, because of the lockdowns, it made me nervous that imagine if I'm not going there, if there's any lockdown, so everything will be changed. Like in just one click, that my dreams will be gone.
Pandemic is
Yeah,
quite,
yeah,
it's
it's
like the world
so
stopped and you
stressful.
have to rearrange your priorities.
And then aside from that, you're going to do some like a lot of requirements and also the examinations that you're going to take. During pandemic, I took my CBT, I took my OAT. So imagine the stress that I had. And then also like you're also working at the same time. you're dealing with patients who are critical ill, and then wearing those suits, like
So
covering
you were
all.
in the Philippines at
Yeah,
the
I was
start
in
of
the Philippines
pandemic.
that time. Yeah, I
Oh,
was in
okay.
the Philippines. So it's just that
Can't imagine wearing the PPE
it
in
was so hot.
37 degrees
It was so
Celsius.
hot.
Oh, that must have been
That
insane with the temperatures.
how are you
Yeah.
going to eat? How are you going to drink? How are you going to pee?
I mean, those are very important things to consider.
Yeah.
How are you gonna pee?
Especially if you're assigned to a special unit, because my unit is a critical unit. So most of our patients are, I mean, let's say unstable. So yeah, so imagine you need to look after your patients. Oh, my patient will be intubated, or your patient is like compromised. Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
mine.
it was so challenging.
I came here a long time, so I'll be like
Good for you.
14 years in June.
14
Oh,
years
14,
in the
yeah.
United Kingdom. Wow.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I came here. I was 27, so I'm not that young. But anyway, my journey. I came from an average family, so not a breadwinner. But when I was ready to go abroad, my father was not in a perfect condition. So I was like brought up to help the family. So I have everything for US. I applied for New Zealand, and when US was in retrogression in 2004, um, I researched other countries to go to, even Saudi Arabia. So I took NCLEX in Trident Tower, the same building for my ASC Global Recruitment Agency. So US didn't happen. I applied for UK.
Well, see,
The flyer
you're here
from the
now.
same building.
Okay.
So it took like 3 interviews before I got the job. So you ask about the journey. So
Yeah.
if maybe a lot of viewers will be able to empathize with my story. So yeah, I helped the family. So I didn't go home 3 years, paid the family debt before I traveled. So I actually remember my friend who asked me in the plane. We were like group of 15. She asked me, "So what's your story?" She asked me. I just said, typical Filipino story. Well, like helping the family back home.
Yeah.
Send money home. So 3 years I dedicated my life to paying the family debt, finished my parents' house, and then after that I said, Mama, Papa, you're my responsibility, but boundaries. So after that, I traveled. So I did what I want for my life.
Okay.
Yeah, typical 14 years in the making. So it's common. It's common for Filipinos.
And also, in addition to what I said, it was so challenging for me because, like, financially, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Mm.
I paid
You
for
pay for
all,
everything.
yeah, for my, yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that because I think it's because of my pride. Because I mean, I don't want to ask money for my mom,
Yeah.
but eventually I did ask because I asked for like, Mom, can you just give me money just for me to buy another luggage? Because I need another luggage because we will be here for like months,
Sure, I understand too because
years.
you work in the hospital, right?
Yeah, I work in the hospital.
While
and
waiting for
the
your
salary
for
is not
your
that, yeah,
deployment.
you know the salary, yeah,
The
and
salary in the Philippines, if
All
you
right.
work in the hospital, there's a really wide gap. So actually, while waiting, I was a clinical instructor
oh,
because the salary in the hospital would not pay.
but at least if you're in a clinical, like if you're on the teaching side,
pay,
you got
yeah.
more
Yeah,
pay
because I had
compared
to. Because
to,
I had to pay for my NCLEX, for everything.
and then imagine, I traveled in the UK with £25 in my packet,
25.
£25
But
So you had
but
25 pounds.
but your
in my
employer
pocket.
must have
Okay.
given you
They said that we
pocket
can do an
money.
advance,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
if you're already here in the UK.
Mm.
And then that happened because it was pandemic.
Yeah.
We arrived here and then we went to our quarantine facility.
Yeah.
So you were not able to get money. I mean, good. That's a good thing as well because
You're right.
at least you wouldn't be thinking about your food, your like daily expenses. Yeah, I mean that saves me as well. But
I remember we were given 300 pounds for 2 months cash
lucky.
advance.
Oh,
Oh, it was cash advance.
but mine is
Yeah.
£25.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, yeah, again, that's the good thing that we did some like quarantine, so I won't be like. I mean, from that moment, so I didn't think about my like expenses because I know we will be staying in a hotel, we'll be staying in a quarantine facility. But I was also jealous with my cohort mates, like or colleagues, because they were exchanging monies. Like some are having this 500 pounds, some are
Wow.
having 200 pounds. Like I was just telling to one of on yeah, like, you know what? I only have 25 pounds in my pocket.
But
Shit. And then,
but all your meals were paid in the
yeah, because we
hotel,
were
so
in a
you won't
quarantine
really need
facility.
a
But,
big amount.
and then there's one time that they said that, oh, we're going to transfer you now from the quarantine facility to your accommodation. And then I was, oh, how are we going to transfer? Are we going to pay for our transport? Like, just in case we're going to pay, I can use my 25 pounds, but if it's possible, if you can just lend me money just for me to pay the excess. So yeah, my friends was also offering like, do you want like money? So I just told them that, it's fine. I'll be fine for now, because I mean, you know what? When I started, like when we were on our own, I went to grocery store. I just bought like a seasoning liquid.
Maggie,
Yeah, Maggie. Yeah, the
Oh,
Nor. Yeah, the Nor.
no product placement here.
And then
no product
since
placement.
I
They are
don't
not
have
endorsing us, by the way.
since I don't have any rice cooker, like any
Yeah,
pan or yeah,
yeah.
I mean for me to use for my cooking. So what I did, I asked my friends because they also stayed in the same accommodation. So I asked them, "Do you have rice where I can have?" Yeah, and then I just use that
One cup,
liquid seasoning just for me to have like
really.
yeah, and then also I one of the things that I bought was as well as the pork floss.
What's that?
What is pork floss?
Yeah, like they
I
put
know
it on the
dental
bread,
floss,
like on
but
top of the bread. Yeah,
oh,
I mean it's
right.
like a dried, right? Yeah,
Oh,
dried meat, like yeah,
like shredded
yeah, shredded.
pork.
Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
Yeah, the shredded meat.
mm,
I even mixed it with my
this
rice and then eat it.
to taste.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
taste. And then also, I have the like I also bought ham. Like it cost me like 2 pounds. So yeah,
Yeah.
and then imagine I have to pay for my sim as well. So I pay for my sim. I think it was a 1 pound, and then I need to pay 15 pounds for
My,
me to have
my employer was
internet.
really kind because they fetched us at the airport with
Yeah,
everything ready with SIM, everything.
I mean,
So
actually, I was given sim. I have to be like, it's just that I don't know how to use that sim
yeah.
because they were saying that, oh, maybe
How
you
many
should
were you? Like the first batch?
six.
Only six.
Yeah,
We
we
were
were
15.
six.
We were 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were six. And then with regard to transport, that it's for free. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, at first I was just worried because who is going to pay? Like, but later on, I just found out that yeah, it like someone will like take us
And we
from
had
the
the
hotel.
nurses accommodation, so we walked from the accommodation to hospital. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
start is
same as us.
always the
Same
start
as
is always quite challenging, but we'll get through. You
yeah.
got through it.
And then last one, my colleague sent me a Jollibee.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bucket. Yeah, I think it's 6 pieces. So what I did, I
You
consumed
say
one piece a day just for me to survive. Because I did have some problems with my like my bank, so I was not able to withdraw my money. So yeah, I mean someone also like offered that if you need money, like and just let you.
because you know when we like first came here, it's like all the saving tips you gotta do because we convert.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the first
We
thing that I
convert
did
like
when I was
pound
new
is
here.
like right now maybe 74 pesos. So we convert. So every time like we go out, how much is let's say KFC, how much is the meal? Oh, that's too expensive. That's 500 pesos.
Yeah,
So we convert.
I didn't
So I
even
think
buy KFC.
that's why you
I
went
just used my
into one drumstick at a time.
yeah,
Hmm.
and then I just asked my friends, "Do you have extra rice?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We
and then
share what we did with my friends, three of us. We we do grocery together and then so my those two best friends of mine was Chinese and Ilocano. They're like in the Philippines, Ilocanos are known to be thrifty, prudent. like good with money, same like Chinese. So if I have best friends like that, we spent like I think 150 pounds for a month.
Mm.
That's our budget, including trips like going to Windsor. Yeah,
Oh,
so
at
we
least you have
save a
those.
lot. I find it funny how we save like mine. We were in accommodation. We have washing machine, but you have to pay.
Yeah, you
So
have to pay.
we'll pay too
Oh,
Yeah.
one of
because I don't
those,
want
yeah.
to. I hand wash. No, I
Okay.
don't take bus going to the grocery. I walk. You
Yeah, same as
don't,
me.
yeah.
Because I was converting. Oh, this is like I think that time was 60 plus in pesos, £1.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is expensive. So okay, I'll just walk instead of riding a bus. Like I, I, I think for a couple of months I don't know how to ride a bus. I don't know how to ride a
Because you
train
will.
because I was just walking,
I
just for
mind
me to
you.
save
Mind
money.
you, it took me
I
2 years
yeah,
to
that's my
navigate
humble
through.
beginning, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. And then I even promised to myself that I I don't want to go back to that kind of like
Lifestyle.
lifestyle. Yeah, like
It's
that kind of
humbling
life.
though.
Yeah, I mean that's how I value my money. And then if I'm going to, like now, if I'm going to travel, if I'm going to spend something for myself, I really like.
Comfortable.
Yeah, I'm going to buy from. I need to buy something for myself because I deserve it.
True.
Yeah, I need to
You
reward
work for it.
myself. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like, treat yourself at the end of the day. You work hard. Yeah, it was really insightful to hear, like, I guess, like the humble beginnings
Yeah,
of
and
both
then
your journeys.
sometimes people didn't know what was my struggles when I was like because they were thinking that oh their life is better now. They have lots of money. They don't
Social
even
media.
yeah, and I mean maybe
Yeah.
from friends or family way back or like yeah, those people will just say oh they are now okay. But yeah, that was my life when I started my
True.
my journey here in UK.
I guess as well, you did not have the easiest with starting it during COVID.
Yeah.
But also, it was interesting to hear from both of you, like things like money saving tips and then just like that, like first couple year adjustment, the challenges that went with that in general, regardless if it was during the pandemic or not. So I just want to ask if there are any listeners from the Philippines, because you never know. What are some of the do's and don'ts in trying to find nursing jobs overseas? And also, if there are any tips, like you mentioned, there are a couple of money saving tips. Do you have any other like wisdoms that you would like to pass on to other Filipina nurses who are looking to work overseas?
I think it's always it depends what your circumstances are, like your timeline. Because a lot of Filipino nurses, they have American dream.
Right.
Like would you agree with me?
Yeah,
At some point,
yeah, before it was always an
yeah,
American
yeah.
dream.
So it's your circumstance. So I like mine. I waited for US. But my family was my priority. I didn't wait for US. What are my options then? So yeah. So what are your options? Are you willing to wait? Are you willing to earn how much now? Maybe 10,000 pesos and then wait for US? Me, you have other options. The world is big. The opportunities for nurses are a lot. Why not go to here, UK? What are your options? So UK, there's a lot. Scandinavia, there are a lot of opportunities. So go first. What's your circumstance? Do you really need to go abroad and multiply that income from the Philippines? Yeah, and I think support system. Like you have to be mentally, emotionally ready. It's not easy to work abroad. It's not easy to be away from family. I was lucky because we came here. I mentioned 15. I didn't experience homesick because we were like brothers sisters. Those 15, yeah, I adore them. I never cried because I was sad, like family issues. No, because they were there with me. So friends are important. It's really important when you're working
Big
abroad.
factor.
Definitely. And yeah, you have to, it's not for the faint of heart, like working abroad. And while waiting, very important, you have to be skilled ready. Yeah.
I agree.
It's not like, they will train me, they will orient me,
At least you already have a nice idea.
somewhere like that. So I think you have to be, maximize your time while waiting in the Philippines. So yeah, you can work, or I even had to volunteer, by the way.
Hmm.
Why did I take like 3 interviews before I got the job here? Because I was a clinical instructor.
Okay.
So then, employers, they want you to be hospital
Bedside
based,
experience.
bedside. So while doing my master's, I volunteer as a staff nurse in a tertiary hospital and clinical instructor. So it was ngarang days.
Okay.
Haggard. It was haggard days. Yeah. So yeah, make the most, and yeah, consider your circumstances and what are your options. I think that's what I can say for like Filipinos waiting for their dream job abroad.
Yeah, and for me as well, like since you mentioned about the do's and don'ts, what I did first, I was like trying to like think that where should I go? Like, yeah, I have to plan things first because I just don't want to go somewhere that I'm not really prepared
True.
of. Yeah, because I mean, before I was thinking that, oh, maybe I'll go to Middle East, and I also like, yeah, that was my first like America, but again, second option was UK because I mean, don't get me wrong, okay, because from that time they were still having this bridging course that you need to study here first before you be a nurse. But I mean, unlike now, that if you have an experience,
Actually, with mine, UK before was like they said only for caregiving. So while I was in the Philippines, this is like maybe 20 years ago. I don't want to be I want, of course I want to use what I learned. I want to be a nurse, not a caregiver, because I studied nursing. So that's when I knew with the pamphlet that they actually there's a working visa for nurses. That's how I knew. But before I didn't consider UK because I didn't want to be a caregiver. I want to be a nurse. But then working visa, tier 2 visa, there is for opportunities for nurses. Yeah, so that's when I was like, okay. I mean, Prince Sarah, Inglaterra. So
yeah,
so why
the
not?
architectural designs,
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
I remember Peter Pan, the Big
Mm-hmm.
Ben. Yeah, but for the dose, I did some research from my agency. So I think the first thing that you need to do if you're planning to go abroad, you need to do some research. You need to make sure that your agency is registered. Yeah. So I mean, you can just go online. I think BOA. Yeah. You just say because I mean, you don't want to go to somewhere else that you are not protected. You'll be scammed. So again, you need to avoid that one. And then also make sure that you are like skilled, you're qualified. Make sure that you have these experiences that I mean, just again, don't falsificate your experiences. I mean, for me,
Yeah, true.
yeah, because imagine if you were falsificate. I mean, yeah, making false statement on your
Fraud.
like, yeah,
Mm.
and then you will come here, and then they're expecting, oh, I thought you already have this kind of experience, and then what? And then later on, if they find out, then you'll get messed. So I know it would take time, but again, that's for your own benefits.
And it's different when you're confident
Yeah,
working. Yeah.
yeah. And then for me as well, make sure that you take the I'm not sure if there's any changes, but for me, that time, the CBT and then the English examination. So make sure you take that one before you come here. Because at least if you're here, you'll just think about the OSCE. Because imagine if you didn't have this like things and then you'll come here. So you'll have loads of things that you need to
Take.
think about. So yeah, do the examinations, those two examinations, and then trainings. If you can do some trainings, that would also help. Like courses, that would also help. And yeah, make sure that you're also doing your research about the cultures, because here it's a bit different from we are used to. So yeah, make sure, and then also the language. Here, although I have to be very honest, I'm still struggling with the accent.
The British accent, you
Yeah,
mean?
the especially the
It's funny. Yeah, I'll
Scot-
just insert. I worked
Scottish.
in
Scottish.
Like, oh my god, like what? Oh my god, sorry.
I
I
had
think
this patient. I think he was Scottish. I was still in the Philippines in tertiary hospital. This is embarrassing because I couldn't really understand what he was saying. Even up to now, I was like, what's he really saying? So I had to go back and forth the room 3 times. And I told myself after that, I told my friend, it's your turn, please. I cannot really understand the patient English. And then I told him I could never go to UK if they talk like that. But you'll get used to it, actually.
You
Okay.
do.
Yeah, they said that you're get used to it,
Yeah.
but still, I still struggle. I mean,
But don't assume here. My experience. Don't assume that you understood. They would
yeah,
actually appreciate if you ask again.
I always do. What do you
Yeah.
mean by that? I
Yeah.
always
Again.
ask, what do you mean? And then they will explain it in a different, yeah, in a
Oh, it's
different way.
absolutely. I mean, even when I first moved here, I've been here for about be 13 years now. So I've also been here for quite a long time as well. And yeah, I think one of the accents that I struggled understanding was the Liverpudlian accent from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I needed subtitles. Now I understand and I do appreciate all the different types of UK accents, but trust me, even I struggled too when I first came here, so I get that. But yeah, moving on like a slight different topic. It's still relevant to like sort of culture, but more so on the ethnicity side, specifically Filipino ethnicity, which is for context for listeners, it's always been a very unique topic of discussion, whether it's in the Philippines or outside of the Philippines. And I just want to read out a little fact for listeners that there are multiple ethnic groups in the 7,000 plus islands. Although, fun fact, there's only 2,000 of them that are actually inhabitable despite having so many islands. And then just a little bit more context about the sort of like origins of the ethnicity. The majority are of Austronesian descent, which essentially is this ancient mass migration trail that expanded from Taiwan to various parts of Southeast Asia and even all the way to Polynesia. So I guess in some circumstances, it's no wonder why people outside of the Philippines assume that Filipinos are either Asian, Polynesian, or even in some cases Hispanic because of like the colonization that took place a long time ago. So it makes you question sometimes, I guess, like what does having Filipino ethnicity actually mean? Specifically, when you're not in the Philippines, because yeah, you have so many different dialects, different ethnic groups.
Even us doesn't know.
Exactly. Do you
Yeah.
guys get asked about your
Yeah.
ethnicity a lot here?
Yeah, a lot. Like I don't know. Like sometimes they would beg me like Spanish, my eyes. They said, and my last name. So like I am Charisse Amor Alegre. So my name is really Spanish.
Very Spanish, yeah.
Very Spanish. And yeah, my grandparents are they have Spanish descent. Yeah, but what else? Spanish, Indian,
Oh,
guys again. Yeah. But weirdly though, yeah, somebody told me Chinese. I was like, Chinese? Really? With these big round eyes, Chinese. But these people sometimes they mean especially during pandemic, they mean Asian. Yeah, they mean Asian. But sometimes I get offended because there were loads of like verbal abuses during pandemic, relating it to Chinese being the perpetrators of COVID, like something like that. So I would say I'm Asian Filipino. Sometimes I was like, and there are a lot of Asian countries other than China. There is like 48 Asian countries, and I'm from the Philippines. So I would say, yeah, I'm British citizen, so passport wise. But if somebody asked me, I would say Filipino because I don't look British. I look like Asian. So yeah, yeah. But I mean at work, generally I don't get any disrespect being Asian. We're quite multicultural, so it's yeah.
In my case as well, like, I mean, if you're going to see me, you will
I
think
think
that
you're
I'm
more
a Filipino.
really
Yeah,
Nepalese.
I think you like from Kazakhstan. Some will say, "Oh, you think you look like a Iranian from Iran? You look like from Italy." There's loads. I mean, yeah, they always ask about
Yeah,
my
I think
ethnicity.
you
Yeah,
would, you would.
and then they'll be shocked if I'll say, "I'm a Filipino. I am from the Philippines. I'm a half Japanese."
So
right.
you
Mixed, yeah,
actually
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
see?
Japanese. That's
You
why
have Japanese
AG.
blood. Oh,
Yeah, it comes from
Ah.
Japanese.
your eyes. Mhm.
My father is a pure Japanese, and
See,
my
so you're 50% Japanese.
yes,
50
I am.
Japanese.
But again, my heart is still Filipino. Still Filipino. I born and
Shimosh.
raised in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom is a Filipino. Yeah, although we have a mix, like maybe Spanish, because my the like from my grandparents, yeah, they're more in like not a big Spanish, but we have this kind of thing.
And I
It's
think
from
that's why
Spanish.
we can
Well,
get along with
knows.
different people because we're multicultural
Yeah,
Mm.
and the dialects.
you
I
can easily.
myself, I
Yeah,
speak Ilonggo, Cebuano, Tagalog. So I'm fluent in three dialects. Yeah, I am Ilocano, but I'm not fluent in Ilocano.
okay.
So yeah, so we are multicultural,
Yeah, and then
multilingual.
I mean, I love
You
studying
speak you
language.
speak Japanese?
Before, but yeah,
Konnichiwa.
because if you're not practicing the
Yeah.
language,
Konnichiwa.
konnichiwa. Nihongo
That's all I know.
少しできます.
Oh,
Nihongo 少しできます.
what's that?
I just speak it like
I-
a little.
Poquito,
Yeah,
like a
but
little.
very
Oh,
little.
oh.
I even studied French, yeah, before. But I mean, I just have my hobby, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it helps as well because at least you know
Bonjour.
the
Yeah.
language, the basic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really important. I was able to use that one when I went to Paris. Yeah, I think that you were able to. Oh, they said this. Okay, this one.
Yeah.
At least you won't be like ignorant to their place.
It
Yeah.
helps really because
Yeah,
at
it is.
work, like maybe we work with different nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
So if we come from multicultural country,
Yeah.
it's easier to adapt.
Diverse range of patients.
Yeah, I guess like being exposed to like different cultures and then I guess introducing yourselves as Filipinos. Because as you say, yeah, there's such an eclectic mix of people, different dialects, as you were referring to earlier. I myself am mixed, but I'm not even go my family tree because that would take a very long time to dissect that. But I'm also mixed heritage, like
Yeah.
half Filipino as well. But yeah, so I do understand it from that aspect. I want to move on to a phrase or topic that you touched on, both of you, a little bit, but not too much, which is about the pandemic and in general. It's safe to say that, you know, like in the news headlines and stuff like that, Filipino nurses were heavily featured in like various headlines, more
Yeah.
so than ever before that
All
even
over the world.
Exactly, all over the world. And one of the most notable moments was from this particular nurse, May Parsons,
Yeah.
who was the
First.
The first
exactly
to-
the very first nurse to deliver the first
Vaccine.
COVID vaccine in the world. And I remember specifically that being televised on TV. That was such a huge moment.
I think she received the George medal. Yeah. We're very proud.
Yeah, no, exactly. As you should. It was a huge moment. And just by looking at like sort of statistics that I pulled up, there are around currently roughly 30,000 Filipino nationals who currently work.
I think 40,000.
Oh, 40,000
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so that's
insane.
even increased since.
Increasing.
yeah.
So,
And I
okay.
think expect more.
More,
More and more.
yeah.
Okay, so roughly around that, but good to hear that's increasing. Do you feel like that since the pandemic, Filipino healthcare workers have been more recognized?
Yeah, for me, yes. Indeed. We were recognized. Like as you can see all over the
Yeah.
news.
I-
Even in US, in Canada, like
To be honest, there's no trust or hospital in UK who will survive without Filipino.
Yeah.
Did you see any? Did you go into any hospital without Filipinos?
I have to be honest. I was not here during pandemic. I was still in
Yeah.
from I think 2020 because that was
Yeah.
the start of the pandemic. That was the like a very crucial part.
We're actually the largest international group in NMC.
Oh, okay.
Filipino. Yeah. So yeah, it's like in our hospital alone, we're like 80-90% Filipinos. That's why I will never get the British accent.
Same as me.
Yeah, because well, to be honest, when we're on our own, we speak the Tagalog.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course. When it's just you
Yeah.
guys, you'll definitely
Yeah.
just speak Tagalog. It's much
Yeah.
easier. Absolutely.
But if we're mixed, like we normally used to English. very much.
And honestly, our doctors as well, they know like if it's a Filipino nurse, they know that. They know the medical terms.
Mhm.
Because if you notice here, they don't use a lot of
Yep.
medical terms like we learn in nursing books. They do layman.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the doctors, they would say, oh, it's a Filipino trained nurse. They know. They would, yeah. Yeah. It's quite like, yeah, I can say we're acknowledged.
I think there's another person that was recognized. Louis Horn. Yeah, Louis Horn. I think
did he
from the
do?
British the Empire Award. Yeah. Yeah,
Or
I mean, that was just another award that Filipina received. I think she contributed during pandemic that she was doing the repatriate. No, I think I'm not really sure, to be honest. And then also being there with those patients who are um, on their vulnerable moments. So yeah, I think that's the contribution.
so yeah,
She
Philippines
was also recognized.
is a powerhouse of
Yeah, because of
nurses.
the hard, because of our dedications, and then
Yeah.
being hardworking, and then the flexibility, and then we can easily adopt. So I think, yeah, that is the things that contributed of us like being an excellent nurse.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's been really insightful hearing both your journeys and both your stories and thoughts on everything I've asked you thus far. I want to wrap up with like one little bit last topic here, more so regarding gender stereotypes, which is, it's quite an unfortunate thing that happens across the globe, specifically a specific gender being associated to a specific profession, which it shouldn't be the case, but
Mhm.
unfortunately in society, that just unfortunately seems to be this kind of default thing. Something I looked up online was more or less roughly in the United Kingdom, there are around 89% registered nurses who identify as female, while only 11% identify as male. And yeah, the reason why I wanted to have both of you on today
Mm.
is to hear from a perspective of both a female and a male nurse in particular, especially only being 11% in that particular bracket, if you will. And, you're AJ, you're more than welcome to share your thoughts and experiences you
Yeah,
faced
Do you
during.
feel like is there any prejudice being a male?
because I mean, for me, nursing doesn't have any
Gen-
gender. If you're going to care for a patient, like it doesn't need like a gender. I mean, I think that's the stigma that we need to like stop. Because again, if you're compassionate, if you have this like caring, like being compassionate, have this like a kind and an empathy, then you can um,
Be a nurse.
be a nurse.
Yeah, true. And nursing is basically a caring profession. So, you're right, there's no gender
I think
with caring.
it's more maybe because they were thinking that like if men are
Like
more like
back
like
home,
emotionally not that.
back home there could be a mentality like that with older generation because back home I actually just read a meme just on my way here. It says this is funny. Nursing scholarship in the Philippines will be only for women and beautiful women.
Oh my god,
Like what
Oh,
is this?
wow.
That's like,
discrimination.
no, that's like archaic for me. Yeah, it's not supposed to be applicable because honestly, like in the job, my if we have five matrons, three are men. So I don't feel any mass toxic masculinity with our profession, to be honest. And most ICU nurses that I know of that are really good and skilled are men. You know, you have the actually edge of your physique. You're
Yeah,
taller.
especially if you
It's
had don't
yeah,
have this patient who are
yeah.
bedbound,
Mhm.
you really
So
need the male
it's not
nurses.
really a profession for women. It's a profession for if you have the passion for
Yeah,
caring for
because
the
that they
sick.
really were thinking like mostly like healthcare or the care is more on the female, but again, it's not. As long as you can connect to the people, you
I
are
think
able to deliver.
only in my experience, an issue is like when caring for our Muslim brothers and sisters, because some of
Ah,
those
yeah,
from
they will
GC Gulf
request
countries, they would request a
for a female.
female
Yeah,
Okay.
nurse. I think that's in respect to their religious, beliefs and practices. But when it comes to opportunities, yeah, if your calling is to look after sick people, like work in hospital, yeah, there shouldn't be any gender
yeah,
discrimination.
I agree.
In my workplace, I don't feel it.
Because
Yeah.
I myself like I really loved like being a nurse. So it's been like my first choice when I was in high school.
Wow.
So like I told my mom that I want. I mean, before I
I wanted to be a
because they
doctor.
were thinking about like males are more on like engineer,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
more
That's
on
back
technology,
home.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, before my first choice was to become a civil engineer.
See?
But later I just realized, oh, I want to be a nurse.
Because you want to travel.
Yeah, so I've done greater pastures. But later on, I just realized that I think this is really my calling. Because, I mean, when I'm assigned to a patient, I always make sure that I've made an impact to that patient. Because, I mean, I remember that way back home was I was in the mall, and then the patient just recognized me, and she was telling me,
Mm,
"Hi, how are you?" Like,
yeah,
I'm
true.
so sorry. Like, oh, I am your patient.
Yeah, they will
Like,
remember.
oh, hi, yeah. How are you? Like, then there are times that, and in public transportation, they will recognize me.
Yeah.
See, that's how we
You create an
give
impact and you
impact.
leave impact too.
Yeah.
Because
So
it's a caring profession. It's a personal, interpersonal
yeah,
profession.
correct. And then also because of my beliefs as well. I mean, because I'm a Catholic person. Yeah. And then I said to myself, like, if my time will be finished here in Earth, and then if I'm going to see God, and then ask me, what have you done in what you're still alive? I'll just say, I serve your people, Lord. Yeah. So,
Actually, yeah, I'm also a Catholic Christian. Yeah, when I used to teach, I told my students, this profession actually is like hitting a lot of birds at a time.
hmm?
You earn and you do good deeds.
Yep.
So you earn and you also save for something in heaven. It's a caring profession.
Again, going back to the topic, yeah, for me, I don't think there's a gender specific for nursing or in giving care. We can give care to like either women or male. Yeah.
That is amazing to hear. Especially, I feel like that would also give perhaps another aspiring young male nurse the encouragement to actually pursue this rather than like, listening to the stereotypes and stigmas. So that was really lovely to hear from that. And I really liked what you said about like, it's all about like compassion. And I think both of you with your professions have absolutely, and your stories today have demonstrated that for sure. So I just want to say thank you. And thank you so
We're
much
grateful.
thank you for
Thank you
being
as well.
here.
Thank you for
And
having us.
before I let you two go, I want to ask you one more question to both of you to wrap up what's been a fantastic episode.
Thanks.
And that is, what does kindness mean to you? Who would like to go first?
I mean, I can
Go
go first.
By
Again,
age.
we
That's kindness.
don't want to talk about age because
That's kindness from me. I'm letting you go.
don't worry.
Age will not be disclosed at the description of this episode. Do not worry.
I mean, I don't have any problems with that. I'm proud of my age.
Carry
Yeah.
on.
For me, as long as I mean, kindness for me is like giving something that you're not expecting in return. Yeah. Yeah, that's for me. And then also giving love. Because for me, love is the true essence of like God and then kind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, not expecting a return. That's what I always do.
Yeah, kindness, like he said, it's giving. Yeah, kindness for me is generosity. Yes, without expecting anything in return. It could be a simple gesture of a smile to a stranger. Could be paying forward, let's say a coffee for a stranger, or listening ears for anyone who is, sad, or it's anything. It's not even monetary. But yes, key is without expecting anything in return. I think that's kind.
Yeah.
And I have this mantra. I want one soul to be happy every day. Just one soul. So I smile to a stranger, just one soul. Even one person can say thank you to me in a day, then it will make my day.
And for me as well, like just to end up this one, like I always help people because I'm thinking as well that God also is helping me. So I'm also helping people. Yeah.
Good karma.
Correct? Yeah.
It bounces back always. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lovely way to end it with good karma. Thank you. Thank you both for
And
being
thank
here
you
today.
so
And
much.
thank you for the wonderful
It's our
stories.
privilege.
Thank you. And that is it today. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share, subscribe, rate, and review all that wonderful stuff. You could listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or watch us on YouTube. You could also follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Full links and handles will be on the description of this episode. Thank you so much for
How do you do
listening,
that one?
guys.
Thank you.
I'm Genevieve Shalone, and for the sake of it, be kind. Bye.
Bye.